Power Hour with John Lee.
Now we're going to rock Rick Ross in the house. Now you might have heard that name, you might know the name, but you might have heard it from the wrong sources and about the wrong person. So Rick Ross grew up in South Central Los Angeles. Boom. Born in 1976. Not a big kid, small kid, scrawny, but clever. And even though he was clever, this shows you some of the circumstances. This kid was really clever, right? And everybody knew that. But he never learnt to read and write. I mean, how the fuck does that happen? And you can, I love blaming the government. I blame the government now, fucking government. But you have to look at his family. He was going to sit the kid down and say, right, look at the fucking book, right? You are going to read and you are going to write. And you're not fucking going anywhere until you've told me what this says, you know? You have to take responsibility. So I kind of a shit environment for this kid. And in the middle of all this, he's growing up in South Central Los Angeles. He's not a big lad. And he can't read and write. And nobody's around him, apparently, to make him learn. And then he witnesses his mother shoot her brother and kill him, you know, obviously with a gun. And I've seen her tell the story. I've seen him tell the story. I've seen his brother tell the story. And they all conclude or agree that the uncle, so his mother's brother, was a generally bad man. And he wouldn't leave it. He was going after her. He's going to batter her. And so she pulled out a shooter and shot him and killed him. And this traumatised young Ricky Ross. So much so that he started playing tennis, which is shite. And he's pouncing the ball around with a racket. And he seems to like it. He's got the shorts on. And his brother's saying, what the fuck are you doing, man? That is fucking awful. But Rick Ross is keen. So now you've got this can't read, can't write, tennis playing freak in South Central Los Angeles. What the fuck's going to go on here? You know, this is not looking good for the lad. And he gets rejected from university because he can't read and write. I don't know how the fuck he even got to the point where he was applying for a university without being able to read and write. But that's what happened to the lad. And he thought, well, that's not my trajectory, is it? Formal education. He starts hearing about cocaine, you see. And he thinks, right, okay, that sounds good. Let's hear some more about that. And so he's keeping his eye out for this shit. And meanwhile, Ronald Reagan's getting into power, and well, he's already been in power for quite a while. But his policies got in 1980, but his policies are really taking hold now. And Clinton didn't help. I mean, Bush, none of them, twats. And so they just gutted manufacturing jobs, and these were largely the jobs that the black community could actually get, and they just hollered them and fucked them off to China, India, anywhere, and just left the black community. And then when the black people in that community become desperate and resort to crime or take drugs to fucking ease the pain, they say, look, degenerate bastards, you know, I know you haven't got a pot to piss in, but just build your own fucking factory, which you're not allowed to do because we'll come down here with the police and we'll beat fuck out of you for even trying it. So this is what he's growing up in. I mean, the game is fixed. And he's looking around and he's hearing more and more about cocaine. And he's a smart cookie. So while this is happening, while this cocaine thing is going, and he's trying to he's dipping his toe in it, he gets some, but like I say, he's not a violent kid. He doesn't even like violence. He was traumatised by violence as a kid. He'd rather play tennis, which is shit, and fuck around in little shorts. And to become a fucking cocaine dealer under those circumstances is not easy. So he got his first stash taxed. He got some, and he showed it to somebody, and they went, yeah, nice one. Fuck off. And smashed all his coke and had his money away. And he thought, right, I'm going to have to do better than that. Now, at this time period, coke's everywhere, obviously, but down in Bolivia, they've got this stuff called pichacata, which is cocaine that they've refined in a certain way to smoke. So they're smoking this cocaine, and the Bolivian peeps are saying it's the most addictive thing on earth. And the Bolivians know a thing or two about addictive substances. And so this ends up hitting the streets of the United States, particularly LA. And Ricky Ross was one of the people who saw and learned how to create crack from the powder, how to rock it up, as they say. And so he started providing that service for others, for the dealers. I'm going to rock it up for everyone. And he becomes a master at it, and he's fucking doing it in big bastard vats, and he gets better and better, and he eventually starts dealing for, or getting from, a guy called Blandón, who's a Nicaraguan, and he is an active member of the Contras. So if you don't know about the Contras in 1980, the Iran-Contra scandal, one of the biggest scandals of our lifetime, if you're anywhere near my age. And there was Sandinista government, left-wing Sandinista government in Nicaragua, and there was an organisation called the Contras, Contra means against in Spanish, like counters, you might call it counter-revolutionaries. And so they were formed by the CIA, and they were attacking the Sandinistas, and a member of that was Blandón, and this guy's living in LA, and he's got 13 drug hotspots going at the same time, not under the fucking radar. So he starts selling to Ricky Ross. Now, don't forget, Blandón works for the CIA. This is not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. The CIA formed the Contras. Fact. Blandón worked for the Contras. Fact. Blandón got his cocaine from Nicaragua. Fact. The Americans brought it in. The CIA brought it in on planes into Mena, Arkansas. Fact. Where Bill Clinton was the governor at the time. Fact. And then the fucking governor of a shitty little state like that, no offence to those peeps, but compared with others, it's fucking shite. He becomes the president. Fuck off. It's a fucking big bastard drug smuggling ring with Clinton and Bush and Reagan and Blandón and fucking anyone else who wants a piece. They don't give a fuck about countries and borders. And so anyway, I digress. Not too much though, because Ricky Ross is right up to his tits in this. And he starts making $1 million fucking dollars a day, supplying the Bloods. You know, the Bloods and the Crips. And they're taking it from state to state. The Bloods are everywhere. And so he's not operational in one state, this kid. And he's making $1 million fucking dollars a day for himself. But there's a whole fucking network. In fact, he created a kind of a culture. A lot of that music that came out around the time, late 80s, was based on Ricky Ross. I mean, they say that. I'm just thinking about the timeline. Couldn't have been really, could it? He's born in 1976. Nah. But he was talking about a lot of these people getting the cocaine from him, getting the crack from him. I have to verify some details on this. It's me that's confused, not Rick Ross. But anyway, he had an impact on the culture and the rap music. The Fuck the Police came from that South Central Los Angeles vibe, which he was a massive part in. He was actually involved in the music industry in quite a big way. And then the authorities actually identify him. He gets grassed up by some fucker in Cincinnati. And they say, right, we're going to fucking arrest this Rick Ross. He's getting too big for his boots and all that. So we're going to have to nick the cunt. And they go after him. They can't catch him. They frame him. They plant drugs on him. And eventually, I mean, you know they're going to get you. They're coming after you like that. They find out where he's living. The booyaka in there with a dog. The dog attacks him. Starts fucking biting him up. The po-po beat him. Kicks the fucking dog. The dog's fucking snarfing him down. And he kicks the dog. And so the po-po go, right, yeah, buzz him, fuck off. And smash him up. Smash the poor lad up.
Well, at one time I felt that selling cocaine was my purpose.
We was starving, just looking for a way to succeed. The first time I seen rock cocaine was 1980.
Murder rate was sky high.
South of the 10 freeway was kind of a no man's land.
He said, you know, we're selling it to the blacks. He said, you go into these neighborhoods, there's no cops, you can sell it where you want, and when they start killing each other, nobody cares.
I was going through like $1 million worth of drugs just about every day.
That's like gold. We can make a fortune.
He was maybe the biggest guy in LA.
Rick, Freeway Rick.
Freeway Rick was getting his dope from a very big operator. I think we're into something that's bigger than us, something we really can't deal with.
They had been trafficking on behalf of the United States government.
She could prove what she was saying.
The story was mind-boggling.
When I was young, let me tell you how it was where I come from.
As I've said before, no drug network will remain alive.
There's a lot of people who think that, you know, I made that whole thing up. What they don't realize is that the CIA admitted it.
See, I didn't know until I was sitting in prison how valuable an education was.
Yeah, drugs suck. Drugs are really bad. But the drug war is worse.
You want to know a version of hell? Be the only guy playing straight in a dirty card game. And that's what the drug war is.
There are more people in prisons and jails today just for drug offenses than were incarcerated for all reasons in 1980.
Me being here is defying all odds. People don't get federal life sentences and beat them.
We've been spending billions and billions and billions of dollars every year on this war on drugs to find out that the government was involved. That's pretty astonishing.
Crack in the system.
This is Los Angeles.
Even if the government just turned a blind eye and didn't do anything about it, then you have to start questioning the whole system.
Like I say, he can't fight anyway. And so he gets sent down for 21 years, does Rick Ross. And while he's in there, this is theory now, there's a prison guard, was a prison guard. Theory is this prison guard hears the legend of Rick Ross. And thinks this fucker's never getting out of prison. Because this rapper is a budding rap artist, this fucking prison guard is a budding rap artist. He wants to be a rap artist. But he hasn't got an identity, he's a fucking prison guard. You're going to rap about that? So I keep my brothers in a hole all day because I'm a piece of shit. I don't think people are going to fucking buy it. So what he's done is he's stolen Rick Ross's identity. And he's stolen his fucking name. He's stolen his history. He's stolen everything. So when you see this big fat fucking blithering dickhead in a gold chain lying about selling fucking cocaine, lying about flooding the streets with drugs, lying about causing fucking suicides and fucking overdoses, ruined families, bloated prison population, which he knows all about, scumbag, right? He's full of shit. He's a pantomime. He's a cartoon. He's copying the real Rick Ross. He's never sold a bag of drugs in his fucking life. He was a prison guard. Twat. I mean, I've got no problem with prison guards. You're going to be a prison guard. You don't abuse the prisoners. Fucking great. Get on with it. But don't see the fucking consequences of the drug culture. Don't see the consequences of these fucking bastards in the CIA and Nicaragua and all over Central South America. Don't see the victims of it. Don't see the families coming in crying to see these men and women who've been locked up for the only way that they could find food for the families, and then go out and fucking glamorize it and glorify it and fucking lie about it on top of all that. Pooh, get off my street, you fat bastard. Or I snap your fucking neck in front of all your fucking mates as well.